Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back again with another reaction in the Wire series. This is episode 6 of season 5 and it is called The Dickensian Aspect. If I indeed read that shit correctly anyway. Last episode, things started getting interesting in many different aspects of the story. Lester finally got a wiretap up onto Marlowe's mobile phone. How useful that will be remains to be seen, as Marlowe is clearly not using that for any bait shit. But all it takes is one call for him to slip up, so who knows. Scott is now involved in the falsifying of evidence towards this serial killer after phoning his own phone and then claiming that the serial killer phoned him. It's so funny that him and McNulty are falsifying evidence on two different sides of the equation and neither of them are any the wiser that the other one is doing it. Just such a hilarious storyline really. And it does make me forgive that I find it hard to believe Lester would do that shit. And McNulty. Bubbles just found out he is not HIV positive, which was great news, and hopefully that starts him down an even better path of helping other people. He can now interact directly with people without having to worry about that shit. It was just so good to see him get the news, even though he was finding it hard to accept himself. Duquan, at the start of the episode, was getting shown how to shoot by Michael. That didn't work. He got brought to the boxing gym where we saw Cutty again, and Cutty just sort of detected in him that like, he wasn't built for this shit, and he's not. And I hope Duquan takes Cutty's advice and tries to find some other shit to do with his time. And then of course the big development, Omar and his boy were waiting for a moment to strike on Monk. They thought they'd chose the right time. It was of course a setup. Chris, Snoop and Michael were there. Omar's boy got shot in the head and then Omar had to jump out the fucking window. He has to have injured himself while doing that jump. It was a long way down. And I just do not know how he's going to come back at them from this. Is he going to be able to recruit more people? Obviously, I hope he gets in touch with Brother Mouzone, but that's probably not happening. Regardless, I've been looking forward all week to this episode, so let's get into it. This is episode 6 of season 5, The Dickensian Aspect. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Fuck. Rest in peace to the real life Omar. He was a fucking G, with his magazine body armour and prison protection supplying. And he had Butchie's back to the death. What the fuck? Are they looking for Omar still? Do they think he's ran in here?
Gotta be somewhere. You wanna keep going?
So they must be. I wonder where the fuck Omar went. He's obviously still alive.
Brother Omar Little came here last night. He fell out the damn window.
Or is it just all Marlowe's people trying different ways to locate him? Shit.
Marlo wanna meet. So what you want us to do?
It's not like Chris not get the job done as well. He usually is on point. The fact that Omar evaded him will be infuriating him. It is a long way down.
We missed our shot. That ain't gonna be at us.
That's the first time I've kind of like seen Marlowe disappointed in Chris as well. I mean, I can't remember a time before this where Chris hasn't done exactly what he's been told to do as well. This has got to be the first time where he sort of fucked up a bit.
Usually my staff tries to keep sharp objects out of my hands.
Probably a wise move. He is Littlefinger. You know what he did with that dagger?
Today it is my administration's turn to lay claim to the middle branch of the Patapsco and what will soon become known as New...
Oh shit, it's Nicky! Nicky Zabutka! No fucking way! You little cunt! I can't believe I missed the dude. Now Master Chief.
Fuck you for tearing down the Port of Baltimore and selling it to some yuppie assholes from Washington! Alright.
Who the hell's that?
Oh, that's nobody, Mr. Mayor.
You haven't changed much, mate. He's got to have a broken leg at least. Also, where the fuck is he hiding? Looks like he's in a janitor's closet, which he might well be. He is so fucked up, but he knows he can't go to the hospital for that exact reason. Snoop doing the rounds and shit. It's going to be so easily identifiable as well for anybody that's looking for him. Oh shit! He was right by the building still, hiding downstairs. No way.
You happy now, bitch? I am content, yes. You called the reporter, huh? No, actually. That asshole's making up his own shit.
Oh, so McNulty knows it's the reporter doing it? No way. I wonder if Scott will clock that McNulty created the other side of it himself as well.
I'm a murder police. I work murders. I don't fuck with no make-believe. I don't jerk shit around. I catch a murder and I work it.
I'm pleased that Bunk is still keeping it real to Jimmy. He protects him to the outside, but between them, he's honest as fuck to him.
The money's gonna flow on my case. Whenever you need Bunk, I'm probably gonna have more of it than even Lester could use.
McNulty is confident he's going to get even more money then.
You know, I was thinking that if I spent a night with the homeless, you know? You did what they did, saw what they saw, that kind of thing. I mean, if it's an overnight thing, I couldn't get it for tomorrow, but...
He's not going to fucking do that. Scott would be too scared to go and spend a night at a homeless tents.
You're legitimate.
And so, I'm responding in kind. I'm going to press a case against Marvel Stanfield without regard to the usual rules.
Fair play, it's still outside of Lester's character to be doing this shit, but I can understand why he's frustrated at this point.
Fuck Lester?
If you have a problem with this, I understand completely. And I urge you to get as far fucking away from me as you can.
He's given Sidner the heads up at least. I mean, Sidner hasn't really been involved in fucking anything either though. He should be happy to have some shit going on like this.
Backed away from jacking the boy up. Out of respect for that goofy motherfucker Presbeluski. Wonder what the young man might tell me a year later, though.
Oh, Randy. No way.
Who's your murderer?
East Side dealer by the name of Joe Stewart. Caught one in the back of his head the other night.
Joe Stewart. Oh, Proposition Joe. Fuck.
The sealed indictments are all in there. Every one of them.
Who don't we trust at the courthouse?
I didn't fully understand what was happening in that scene. Is that a leak from the courthouse then?
I also have 5 calls, 30 to 40 seconds duration. Each one picked up on the first ring, each one with nothing whatsoever said between parties.
Ah, right. So that'll be the one where he's phoning the Greeks.
We talked it through. He knows the risks.
I'm in. If it makes the fucking case, I'm in all the way.
No way. So Sidner's down with this shit as well now. Fuck. Everyone's getting involved in this.
A headline like that, the bosses have got to start throwing money at the homeless murders.
The thing is though, it'll take Tommy to reconsider everything because he was already begged and pleaded to and all he could offer was 2 detectives with full overtime. What's it going to take for him to be like, okay, we need our full team doing this shit? I'll speak of the devil.
Get the crime to go down and stay away from schools.
And keep my boyish good looks.
1 out of 4 ain't bad.
Jesus.
Gotta love Norman. Rest in peace to that actor. Also, shout out to the Drunk Geek. He asks for a shout out all the time, shouting out the Drunk Geek. Hope you enjoyed the reaction, my friend.
It would appear that media attention is always focusing on the negatives when it comes to Baltimore, but you guys aren't around when we're making real progress.
They're also not around when you're turning down 50 million, but let's forget about that.
Our homeless citizens, those who have fallen through the cracks of our society, those who command the least of our attentions and efforts.
So is this him proper going to bat now for this homeless serial killer thing?
Well, I am, God forgive me, a politician. But I am also someone who ran for public office.
He still knows how to work a crowd, does our Tommy.
I believe that we will be judged by what we provide to the weakest and most vulnerable. That is the test. That is my test.
Deep down, what's a real shame about this is they are on such little money just now, and every bit of money Tommy's putting towards this is money being wasted on some bullshit. I know McNulty wants to move as much of that as possible into investigating Marlowe, but that being said, it's a shame to see any money go to waste when the city is so broke.
With that caveat, I will take questions.
Commissioner, is there any connection between these murders and those in the vacant home?
Rawls loving his little moment as commissioner. It won't last long, Rawls.
I think Deputy Commissioner Daniels is in a position to allow...
How come NBC get 2 microphones? That seems a bit unfair. I like to think that's 2 separate NBC reporters that have demanded their mics get there. They're determined to one-up the other.
Our ability to effectively use resources has been increased with the aid of sophisticated computer software.
Tommy really likes Daniels. He can't wait to move him up to be commissioner. He is the best, Daniels. Hey, what's happening, Randy? Unfortunately, he'll be quite hardened now after doing a year in a group home. He was such an innocent kid last season.
Till we get the right word from the right person, and you know what happens then.
Clearly that routine beating he got in the group home took the snitching out of Randy's personality. Ah shit, he's turned into a bully as well. That's some bullshit. Randy, you were such a fucking nice kid. What happened?
But Kitty said, make no mistake, he wants us to solve the murders. He just doesn't want it to cost.
Oh shit, so that was just all for show. He's not putting any extra money to it. Wow.
Isn't it enough that we're up on the killer's cell phone? I would think that you could track him on the GPS chip alone.
I wonder if he's still got the hots for Ronnie.
Baltimore Sun reporter's phone is problematic. We need to strike a balance between your needs as investigators and the First Amendment rights of the Sun.
McNulty knows Scott's making up his own bullshit. So by tapping his phone, does McNulty actually want to get the reporter caught as the killer? That would be a twist.
Never pick a fight with anyone who buys ink by the barrelful.
Christ.
Very well, Judge.
That's a good quote.
Deputy.
So they're not even on speaking terms anymore? Or was that just because obviously McNulty used to go out with Ronnie, Daniels currently does? Just that awkwardness?
25. My triple. Comes back to Marlowe and his people.
For sure.
Oh shit, was that the people in the house? Yeah, that was Marlowe, obviously.
People out there so scared of this motherfucker, I can't get close to an eyewitness on any of it.
You just can't imagine they'd stand for 25 bodies being put on the one guy, though. They have to solve this at this point. This has to get solved.
4 months of evidence, and they still haven't replaced my damn icebox.
My heart pumps purple piss for you.
Throughout the series, Bunk has some incredible one-liners.
I mean, heads will roll if this gets out. It isn't anyone's fault. In fact, it's a little bit on you.
Also, who is this guy meant to be? Because he looks like he is definitely getting high on his own supply. Look at me judging a guy with dark circles around his eyes. What a dick I am.
We have no idea which one of your scenes any of this shit came from. Oh. We don't have a clue.
Oh my god, that is fucking slack. No, he's definitely not doing his job properly. Was that the forensic department? They looked way slacker than I would have imagined they would have been.
Tell you one thing.
What's that?
Motherfucker who's got the connect, he the one that did Joe.
Oh, no doubt.
That was Joe's nephew as well, wasn't it? I wonder if he'll want revenge, unlike Cheese.
Hungry man, good people, especially Joe. Their passing was for real cold-blooded.
Slim Charles knows it was Marlowe.
Faggot ain't have heart enough to come at me, so he come at those close to me. Now, I'm doubling the bounty. 100 large for a whiff of that dick suck.
Ah, so he's blaming Omar. What a fucking pussy.
I ain't cut out to be no CEO.
Cheese then.
No problem, man. Got you covered.
Fucking snake. I can't believe you turned your back on your own Uncle Method Man. How could you?
One more thing. Price of the brick going up. 30 more.
Instantly raising the price. What a dick. Wow. Soon as he gets power. Oh, I hope some of these guys die. Slim Charles looks like he wants revenge. I'd love to see him kill one of them.
We're being careful to cooperate with the investigators in every way. My newspaper has no desire to get between the police and the suspect.
Is that Scott on live television? Holy shit. Well, his bullshit's certainly getting him ahead in life, unfortunately.
As a reporter, you expect to be in harm's way at some points. It's what we do.
Look at him acting like he's a fucking war zone correspondent. Fuck off, Scott.
A murderer who is still at large and posing a severe and deadly risk.
Jeez, I can't believe that shit's working, you know.
What would you want with more wires? We got all we need.
Don't want another wire. It's the principle of the thing. Just pissed me off listening to him.
Still as petty as always, I see McNulty. Nice to know some things will never change. There's a lot of petty people in this show, actually. Season 2, the fucking church window is still the pound for pound pettiest shit of all time. Good old Val check.
What up, Rick? It's like old times for me and you, huh?
Whatever you want, it's yours, all right?
He's only got a bottle. Wow.
You tell that man I'm in the street, waiting. Just like a little bitch, he ain't nowhere to be found.
I'll tell him. I will.
I wish Omar's shit would actually provoke Marlowe, but I think even with his pride, he'll still just send his hit team after him again.
You killed Joe? Hungry? Didn't think so.
That guy knows it was Marlowe. I hope they fucking turn against Marlowe and side with Omar. That would be incredible. If Slim Charles and shit sided with Omar, oh, that would be sweet. That would actually be fucking amazing. I need to get that out of my head now in case it doesn't happen.
I'm playing the hand I've been dealt.
An H-file.
Oh, was that Michael's name? Like, Michael? Shit.
They interviewed the mother, no one else in the household.
Doesn't exactly fit with the others, does it?
One of the best kills of the whole show. Fuck that guy.
But you're gonna work it anyway.
Gotta love Bunk. All in all, like, I probably won't do a tier list for characters after this because I find it so hard to judge, but Bunk is definitely up there for me as one of my absolute favourite characters.
So, we slammed the Republican for sticking it to the poor.
It plays. Nationally, you're taking up the cause of the forgotten, and no one is ever in favor of homelessness.
Again, no, it's just angling to make himself look better. He's happy to help until it, like, affects his career in some way. That's why it's all so fucking fake. He wants to do good, unless it comes at the expense of himself.
Can't get used to how empty this place feels nowadays.
True, but you'd be surprised what you could get done when no one's looking over your shoulder.
It was crazy that season where the feds were involved and the police. It was fucking so busy. It was like its own set of offices. It was like its own precinct.
Sidnor is bringing in a CI, and if you're here...
Shit. I'm sorry,
What a bunch of bullshit. He's just trying to get her out of there so he can go back to the wiretap.
He was your boyfriend, right?
When he worked in jail. Father to my youngest.
I thought he was lighting her crack pipe for her there. I thought, that's a bit accommodating, Bunk. You facilitator. I think Michael's mum might actually give him some information as well, because he sort of turned his back on her for money the last episode, and as we know, everyone is petty in this show.
Get your things.
I ain't going no damn well.
It's me or the wagon.
Is she under arrest then, or he just wants to get her down to the station for an interview?
He running with them who did it.
You just trying to put me off the scent here.
No, you gotta believe me.
She's putting her own son into it. I thought she would, for some reason.
You said he's running with them. Running with who?
Chris, Snoop, all them gangsters. Who else doing all the killing around here?
Is that significant enough, or is that going to lead Bunk to bring in Michael for questioning? What has he spotted?
Pictures.
Oh, they're communicating via picture message. No way. That's actually quite smart. No way, Scott's actually doing what he said he would. Well, I was not expecting him to do this. This is the one time I'll give him some credit.
They'll let you get close, and just when you're about to pull the case, they rip the fucking rug out from under you.
You gotta hate carpet removals.
You didn't know that? Well, it's in the goddamn paper.
Who the fuck is he talking to?
They want to play that simple-ass game's fine. I gotta do what I gotta do. Excuse me.
Oh shit, well at least the statue listens to all his problems. Fuck, even the dog's creeping him out. This is gonna be a long night for Scott if he does stay.
Why don't we go buy up a bunch of toys and take them to your kids?
You ain't hearing me. How can I go near my people with Omar on us?
Chris is a good shot with that knife. Never seen him this frustrated. I suppose this is how he must get when one of his plans falls through or something. Because that was literally the first time we've seen him do something that didn't go perfectly to plan. I think. Oh shit! Oh, he's got two guns now as well, shit. Oh shit, he's just gonna blow the drugs up, wow. Oh, that was the shot. I was curious as to where it came from in the intro of the show.
Tell that boy he ain't mad enough to come down to the street with Omar. Tell him that.
Which one of Omar's guys was that? Was that Monk? I'm not sure who that was.
For DOA? Yeah, well, you and Lester started some shit here, son. Now a DOA call brings everyone in a heartbeat.
Oh, so that's the other problem, I guess. McNulty might get superseded at crime scenes, I'm assuming? So did Scott actually stay overnight, or did he leave and then come back in the daytime? Nice. That's a good delivery right there.
That means new PC to capture the photos and new equipment that can do it.
How do I write that into my bullshit homeless killer's MO?
How can I tie these two things together in order to get this to work? It might be quite difficult, McNulty. They are two drastically different things. Marlowe, the drug dealer with murders on him, and a homeless serial killer. As bad as Marlowe is, he's not like tying ribbons around people's wrists. If he told Chris and Snoop to, I'm sure they would. It's just not his style. It's a stylistic choice.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I can see why Daniels cringed every time you opened your fucking mouth. You're a supervisor's nightmare.
I'm just following the thread.
McNulty loves just firing shots at Lester. He's done it throughout the series here and there, and every time he just comes across like a twat.
Last night, half the police department turned up at Oscar's crime scene before I could get there.
Yeah, how are they gonna get around that? They'll literally have to go somewhere before anyone finds out, or the alternative would be to actually kill a homeless person. Which, as ridiculous as the storyline has been at points and under the realms of believability for their characters, I don't think they would do that.
Mostly it's command and the senior EMs. They put it down that Marines don't get PTSD, but they do.
This is actually way more than I was expecting Scott to legitimately do, so I at least give him his due credit in this situation, because he's been making shit up left and right up until this point.
Check with the family and see if we don't get took on this, huh?
I mean, they seem to be giving Scott a lot of the best shit going on right now, considering how I know for a fact Gus suspects he just makes shit up. Maybe it's just due to the success he's currently having. He's getting shit on the front page, he's getting interviewed on TV shows. He seems to be doing it right, even though 90% of what he does is made up. Except this episode where he was actually down interviewing real homeless people.
Got that one from the first homeless death that Oscar gave us. One that was too rigid.
What the fuck is his plan with this guy? This is creepy. Such abuse of a person who's clearly got issues.
Now, the killer says you ain't gonna find no more bodies, only photos of the victims.
Before they disappear.
Oh my god, this is just getting a bit ridiculous. They're gonna fucking photograph this guy like he's been killed or is about to be killed. This is absolute insanity now. And they still may not even get Marlowe, which would make this so ridiculous if at the end they don't get him and all this shit's been done just to get the money to get him. What an absolute waste of time and resources it would have been.
Now, motherfucker, right now!
Top of my list. As soon as we work through all the trace from the homeless killings. What's the priority, Bunk?
Fuck, and now Bunk's legitimate police work is getting held up by McNulty's bullshit. This'll fucking infuriate him.
It's all gonna be great. You're gonna like this place.
This is the most fucked up shit McNulty's done yet. This is so fucked up.
Come on, Larry. It's gonna be fine, I promise.
Does McNulty not even feel a bit bad about what the fuck he's doing right now? Because this is horrible to watch.
Transcripts, dozens of them, pulled from the desk of a shot-to-death drug dealer in East Baltimore. The deputy ops brought me those.
Oh, so it was a leak. I thought Prop Joe always said you could just, like, send away and ask for that information after our case closes.
Where are you from?
Tell the lady, Donald.
What the fuck is McNulty doing with this guy? Ah, this is really uncomfortable to watch. I still don't fully know what McNulty's plan is with this shit, but it's fucking horrible.
No extra color, no puffy adjectives, just tight declarative sentences. And you really let this ex-Marine just tell the story.
Thanks, Gus.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do when you don't just make shit up. Is he actually feeling guilt? Was that a look of guilt I just saw McNulty? Okay, and that was episode 6 of season 5 of The Wire, the Dickensian aspect, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, the Dickensian aspect, what did I think of that? First of all, let me talk about that storyline that cropped up at the end of the episode. I don't fully understand what McNulty's plan with that guy is, but it just seemed like a horrible exploitation of someone that clearly has a lot of problems. It just seems so exploitative, and I don't know what he's up to, but fuck McNulty for just using that guy for his own gains like that. It was fucked up to see. Randy popped back up. How crazy was that? And as expected, obviously, after spending a year in that group home, he has now completely no snitch policy, so Bunk couldn't get anything out of Randy. But when Bunk went to see Michael's mum, she let it slip that Michael had said that that guy ain't coming back tonight, and I think that's all Bunk needed to know, that that was another murder that Chris and Snoop were involved in. Imagine how frustrated Bunk must have been when he took the samples down to the forensics lab, only to be told that they are now being held behind the homeless serial killer samples. He knows that's complete bullshit made up by McNulty, and the legitimate work he is trying to do to solve these murders can't be done because they're prioritising the bullshit over the real thing he's trying to solve. Wow. I feel for Bunk in this episode. He must be so frustrated, and even in that moment he didn't let the forensics guy know, like, look, this is all bullshit, do mine first. He kept it to himself to protect McNulty. You can only ask for a friend like Bunk. At this point I'd be punching McNulty clean in the face if I was Bunk. But yeah, they did have a little breakthrough with the Marlowe thing. They realised they were communicating by phone pictures. I'm assuming when they get the wiretap on the phone pictures, the code will be easy to decipher. They'll just be holding up fingers or something to represent how many of each thing they want, or maybe another person will hold up fingers to represent a time they're meeting at, something like that. It'll be quite easy to decipher, and maybe they'll be able to intercept one, decipher it, and then catch them during a re-up, which would be huge because they would not only catch Marlowe but also the Greeks. Even though the Greek's really heavily protected by that FBI guy. Like, if they do catch the Greek, will he just walk anyway? Or at that point will they be forced to put him in a prison even though he's protected by the terrorist unit of the FBI? Tommy's trying to look good for the public, making it seem like he's going all out to catch this homeless serial killer, when in actuality that big speech was all for the press and no extra money was allocated toward anyone to help solve it any quicker. One of the few actual smart things Tommy's done, might I add, because there is no homeless serial killer, but because he doesn't know that, he's still being a dick. Rawls got to have one of his few speeches as commissioner though. He must have been loving being up on that mic doing a bit of damage control. God knows he's been waiting for this moment for years. So there you go, Rawls, your little 15 minutes in the sunlight, enjoy it while it lasts. And I was not expecting to see a cameo by Nikki Zabadka just shouting up at Tommy from the docks again. The last time we saw him, he was kind of in permanent witness protection, which obviously takes a huge amount of the city's budget to constantly monitor a guy. So has he just been forgotten about and is no longer being monitored? Or is that him just constantly being monitored forever and we just didn't even need to see it? It took everybody else at the co-op meeting all of 3 seconds to realise it was Marlowe that had killed Prop Joe. He tried to blame it on Omar, but obviously when Omar put the gun to that first guy's head, the guy asked him, he instantly knew that it was Marlowe. Slim Charles looks like he also knows, and he looks annoyed at Marlowe. I would love to see Slim Charles be the one that shoots Marlowe, or Chris, or Snoop, or Cheese, or fucking any of them. Slim Charles was such a loyal dude, even back when he was working for Avon. I would just love to see him take one of them out, or team up with Omar. That would be even more amazing. I don't know if it was Monk or another higher up in Marlowe's gang, but Omar did get a leg shot on one of them, blow up a car full of drugs, and then, tell Marlowe's bitch ass he won't come down to the street. That seems to be Omar's whole MO just now, is to try and provoke Marlowe's pride into coming down himself to meet Omar head on. There is no way Chris, as his protection, would allow Marlowe to do that. And even if Omar does drag Marlowe into the streets, he'll be flanked by his entire gang of shooters. Michael, Chris, Snoop, all of them will be there watching his back. Again, I would love to see Omar get in touch with Brother Mouzone, or for some of the co-op table even to turn against Marlowe and side with Omar. Because right now, even though he's a wrecking ball of a human being, he is merely one wrecking ball going up against a bazillion buildings, and I just don't fancy his chances in that scenario, especially with a fucked up leg. It was crazy to find out as well that he'd just hidden in the bathroom beneath the actual building he jumped from and had been in some toilet all night. making a makeshift thing and waiting till everyone else had cleared out. Omar is, if nothing else, a survivor. I was expecting him to die this season, to be honest. He might still die, but oh my god, he is a survivor of a human being. And I'm looking forward to seeing him continue his path of revenge next time. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anybody you think might appreciate it or want to watch this series along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to on YouTube. It helps me and the channel out so much if you become a patron, so please consider doing that. And until next time, I have been BA, peace.